Your dog said something important to you this morning, and I'd be willing to bet you completely missed it. Not because you're a bad dog owner, not because you weren't paying attention, but because nobody ever taught you how to listen. And that gap, that silence between what your dog is saying and what you actually hear, it matters more than you might think. Hi, I'm Dr. McKenna, and I've been a practicing veterinarian for 18 years. I've seen thousands of dogs in my clinic, and I can tell you honestly, the number one thing that comes up over and over in almost every conversation I have with a dog owner is some version of this. Dr. McKenna, I just don't understand why my dog does that. Today, I want to change that for you because your dog is not random. Their behavior is not mysterious, and they are absolutely not trying to confuse you or frustrate you. They are trying to talk to you every single day in a language you were never given the tools to understand. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 10 of the most common things your dog does, things you've probably seen 100 times and brushed off as quirks, and I'm going to show you what they actually mean. Some of these will surprise you. One or two might genuinely make you tear up a little, and all of them will change the way you look at your dog starting today. Let's get into it. You're on a walk. Your dog is out ahead of you, nose to the ground, doing what dogs do. And then, without warning, they stop, turn their head, and look back at you, just for a second. Then they carry on. Most people don't even notice this happening, or if they do, they think, oh, he's just making sure I'm still here. And that's actually not wrong, but it's only half the picture. In behavioral science, we call this a check-in, and it is one of the most revealing things your dog does in terms of how they feel about your relationship. Here's the truth. A dog who checks in on you during a walk is not just confirming your location. They are actively managing their relationship with you. They are saying, you are still the center of my world, even when the world smells amazing and there's a squirrel 50 yards away. I had a client once, lovely woman, retired school teacher, who came to me convinced her rescue border collie didn't really like her. The dog wasn't affectionate on the couch, didn't want to cuddle. She said, he tolerates me, but I don't think he loves me. I asked her, does he look back at you when you're on walks? She stopped, thought for a moment. Constantly, she said. It drives me a little crazy, actually. I told her, that dog is crazy about you. The check-in is a choice. Your dog does not have to look back. They do it because you matter to them. The more frequently it happens, the more securely attached your dog is to you as their safe person. If your dog barely glances back or drifts ahead without concern for where you are, that is actually useful information. Not necessarily a problem, but worth noting. Some breeds are more independent. But if you want to deepen that bond, the single best thing you can do is respond to every check-in. Say their name softly. Make brief eye contact. Let them know, yes, I see you too. That tiny exchange builds trust in a way that no amount of training treats can replicate. Picture this. You've had a rough day. You're arguing with someone on the phone, or you're stressed about something, or maybe you and your partner are having a tense conversation in the kitchen, and your dog walks in, looks at both of you, and yawns. And you think, really, you're tired, right now. I want you to hold on to that scene, because what your dog just did has nothing to do with being tired. In canine communication, a yawn is what ethologists, that's animal behavior scientists, call a calming signal. Dogs use them intentionally, both with other dogs and with humans, to reduce social tension. Your dog walked into that stressed environment, read the room within seconds, and attempted to calm it down. The yawn is their version of taking a slow, audible breath. It's a behavioral olive branch. This is one of the most misread signals I see, and it matters, because the correct response isn't to ignore it. When your dog yawns in a tense moment, the right move is actually to mirror them. Take a slow breath yourself. Lower your shoulders. Let your voice drop. Your dog is modeling what they want the room to feel like, and when you follow their lead, you'll often find the tension in your own body releasing faster than you expected. Dogs are extraordinarily sensitive to human emotional states. Research has shown they can detect elevated cortisol, that's the stress hormone, through our skin. They're not just responding to the sound of raised voices, they're responding to the chemistry of a stressed human. Your dog isn't being bored or dismissive. They're trying to help. Speaking of calming signals, let's talk about the lip lick. Not the lip lick after dinner, not the one when they smell something interesting. I mean the quick, almost nervous lip flick that happens in very specific situations. When someone leans over them, when a stranger approaches, when there's any kind of tension or pressure in the environment. This is anxiety in slow motion. The lip lick is one of the earliest stress signals a dog gives before they escalate to growling, snapping, or trying to get away. It's a subtle way of saying, I am uncomfortable right now. I need a little space. In my clinic, I see this constantly. A well-meaning owner leans over their dog on the exam table to give them a reassuring hug. The dog licks their lips. The owner doesn't notice. They lean in more. The dog licks their lips again, looks away, maybe starts to pant a little. The dog is communicating clearly. They're just speaking a language most humans don't know how to read. Here is what to do. If you see the lip lick in a social situation, give the dog a moment to breathe. Step back, let them orient themselves, and wait for their body to soften before re-engaging. If you're introducing them to someone new, coach that person. Let the dog approach first. No leaning over, no reaching for the head. The lip lick is a favor. Your dog is warning you before they reach a point where they feel they have no other choice. Learn to hear it. Now here is one that almost nobody talks about, and I think it's one of the most beautiful things dogs do. You're sitting on the couch or at your desk or maybe out in the backyard. Your dog comes over, stands in front of you for a second, then slowly turns around and sits with their back against you, or maybe against your leg, just resting there, facing the room. Instinctively, we might push them away. You're blocking me, or we try to get their face, make them sit facing us. Don't. When a dog turns their back to you and settles against you, they are making one of the deepest trust statements they know how to make. In the wild, turning your back on another animal is an act of vulnerability. You are saying, I trust you enough to have my eyes on the world and you at my back. Your dog is not ignoring you. They are guarding you, and they are trusting you to guard them. This is the canine equivalent of leaning on someone. It's comfort and protection at the same time. They have chosen to share their vigilance with you. They're looking out for both of you. The next time your dog does this, just put your hand on their back. Don't try to turn them around. Don't make it into a game. Just receive what they're offering. That quiet moment of contact, your hand, their warm back, facing the world together. That is the relationship in its purest form. Your dog wakes up from a nap across the room. They see you, and instead of bounding over, tail going a mile a minute, they walk toward you slowly, head low, body loose, eyes soft, no jumping, no barking, just a slow, easy approach, and then they settle in next to you. A lot of owners interpret this as the dog being tired or low energy or maybe not feeling well. In most cases, it's the opposite. That slow, low-bodied, loose approach is one of the calmest, most trusting things a dog can do. High arousal dogs bounce. Dogs who feel safe with you, deeply, genuinely safe, often approach with this extraordinary quietness. They don't need to perform excitement. They are completely at ease. When I see this in a dog who came to us as a nervous rescue, I always tell the owner, this is the milestone you've been working toward. This walk, this soft, deliberate walk across the room to be near you, means you've done something right. Now, I want to add a small vet note here. If your dog is normally energetic and they're consistently approaching you slowly and with their head held lower than usual, that can also be a sign of physical discomfort. Pain, nausea, or illness can all produce a quieter, more subdued energy. Context always matters, but if your dog is otherwise eating well, drinking normally, and acting healthy, that soft walk-up is almost always a sign of deep contentment. Your dog's behavior around sleep tells you more about how they feel about you than almost anything else. Most people notice their dog has claimed the warm patch of couch they just vacated, or the side of the bed they haven't gotten into yet, and they laugh about it. Classic dog. But there's something going on there that I think is worth understanding. When your dog sleeps in your spot, in your chair, on your side of the bed, in the impression you left on the couch cushion, they are specifically seeking your scent. Not the couch, your scent. the warmth of where you've been. Scent is the primary language of a dog's world in a way humans genuinely cannot imagine. A dog's nose has 300 million olfactory receptors compared to our 6 million. Your scent is not just a smell to them. It is your presence. It is safety. When you leave the house, your scent is the most comforting thing in the room. Sleeping in your spot is your dog's way of staying close to you even when you're gone. And when they do it while you're still home, walking past an empty spot to settle into yours, they are telling you something even more specific. You make them feel more secure than anywhere else in this house. Think about that the next time you have to nudge them over to sit down. This one is important, and it's one that owners sometimes misread as possessiveness or rudeness. You're talking to a visitor, or a stranger comes up on a walk, or maybe just someone the dog doesn't know sits down next to you, and your dog physically moves between you and that person, stands there, might even press back against your legs. This is called blocking, and it is one of the most instinctive protective behaviors dogs display. Your dog has made a decision. That person is an unknown, and until they are assessed as safe, your dog is creating a physical barrier between them and you. This is not aggression. In the vast majority of cases, a dog who blocks is not planning to bite. They are managing the situation. They are creating distance because they need more information before they can relax. The mistake owners make is to pull the dog away, scold them, or force them to allow contact. This actually increases the dog's anxiety because now the thing they felt was unsafe is still there, but their ability to manage it has been removed. The better response: calmly step to the side, let the dog see that you are calm and engaged with this person, and let the interaction develop on the dog's timeline. Most dogs will settle within a minute or two as they process that you are not concerned. If your dog's blocking behavior is escalating, hackles raised, low growl, rigid body, that's a signal to create more distance and work with a veterinary behaviorist. But a dog who moves in front of you and simply stands there, watching, is doing their job. Let them. Here is something I want you to notice the next time you walk through your front door. Does your dog bring you something? And I don't just mean a ball or a rope toy. I've heard from clients over the years about dogs who bring socks, leaves, an old receipt, a clump of carpet fuzz. One patient of mine, a beautiful chocolate lab named Walter, used to bring his owner a single stick every evening when she came home from work. Every single evening, rain or shine, she always took it, always said thank you, and Walter always looked deeply satisfied. Here's what I want you to understand about this behavior. A dog who brings you something when you arrive is not playing. They are engaging in a greeting ritual that is older than domestication. For a social animal, bringing an object to a trusted partner is an act of ceremony. It's a way of saying, I was waiting. I thought about your arrival. I wanted to mark it. Walter's owner, after years of receiving those sticks, told me once, "It's the nicest thing that happens to me all day." I believed her. When your dog brings you something, anything, take it. Hold it for a moment. Tell them it's wonderful. Because for them, it genuinely is. They've been waiting to give it to you. I want to talk about the whale eye because this is one of the most misunderstood signals your dog gives, and the internet has turned it into a punchline when it should be taken seriously. Whale eye is when your dog turns their head slightly away from something, a person, an object, a situation, but keeps their gaze locked on it, revealing the white part of their eye along the edge. The internet loves this. It gets posted with captions like, "judging you," or "totally guilty." Your dog is not judging you. Your dog is scared. Whale eye is a physical response to conflict. The body wants to move away from the threat. The eyes don't feel safe to look away. What you're seeing is an animal caught between the instinct to withdraw and the instinct to keep watching something they perceive as dangerous. When you see this, and especially when you see it in response to something you're doing, like reaching for them quickly, taking away a resource, or looming over them, the correct response is to give them space immediately. Do not laugh, do not push further, do not lean in to pet them so they know you're safe. I have seen dogs bite in those exact moments, and every single time the dog was communicating clearly beforehand. Step back. Turn slightly sideways. That's a calming posture in dog language. Wait until their eyes soften and the white disappears. Then, if you need to re-engage, do it slowly and on their terms. Your dog is never trying to be difficult, but they are sometimes telling you that you've pushed past a line they drew. Listen the first time. And finally, the one I want to end on because I think it captures everything I'm trying to say today. There's a moment, you might have experienced it without fully registering it, where something startles your dog. A car backfire, a thunderstorm, fireworks, a stranger who moved suddenly. And in that moment, your dog doesn't run or hide. They come to you. They press into your legs, or they lean their whole weight into your side, or they quietly appear at your feet and just stay there. That moment, that simple act of finding you when they're frightened, is one of the most profound things a dog can do. Because a frightened animal's instinct is to run or to fight or to hide, not to seek comfort from another being. That behavior, seeking a social partner for safety, is something that dogs have developed specifically in their relationship with humans over thousands of years of coevolution. When your dog is scared and they come to you, they have made a decision. They have decided that you are the safest thing in their world, that your presence is more reassuring than any den or hiding place. I've been a vet for 18 years. I've seen dogs in a lot of distress, and I still feel the weight of it every time I see a frightened dog find their person and just settle. That small, visible exhale when they press against someone they trust. That is not a pet being needy. That is the purest version of the bond between your species and ours. That is the whole agreement. And the only thing you have to do is be there. So let me bring this together. Your dog is not random. They are not dramatic. They are not stubborn or spiteful or just being a dog. They are communicating every single day in a language that is completely consistent, surprisingly nuanced, and completely learnable if you're willing to pay attention. The check-in glance on walks, the yawn when you're stressed, the lip lick when they're uncomfortable, the turn and sit that means I trust you, the soft walk across the room that means I'm home, the spot they choose to sleep, the dog who steps between you and a stranger, the gift they bring when you arrive, the whale eye that says stop, and the lean into you when the world gets too loud. 10 signals, 10 moments you've probably experienced already this week without knowing what they meant. Here's the one thing I want you to walk away with today. Your dog has been trying to reach you, not because they want something from you, but because they need you to know how much you matter to them. And now you have the language to hear it. Start small. Pick one of these signals and just watch for it this week. Notice when it happens, what's going on in the room, what your dog's face looks like, what they do next. You will start to see patterns that have always been there that you simply didn't have the vocabulary for. That's how the relationship deepens, not with training, not with treats, with understanding. I believe the most important thing a dog owner can do isn't teach their dog to sit, it's learn how their dog speaks. You're already doing that. The fact that you're here watching this means you want to understand your dog at a deeper level, and they are lucky to have you. Now I'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me, which one of these 10 signals did your dog show you recently that you completely misread? Or maybe one that surprised you? I read every comment, and if you found this helpful, please hit the like button. It helps this video reach other dog owners who need to hear this. Subscribe to this channel if you're not already. We go deep on real dog health and behavior every week without the hype. I'm Dr. Sean McKenna. Give your dog a scratch behind the ears for me, and I'll see you in the next one.